My head was clear. Yes, my jaw was sore, my pillowcase showing the blood-tainted saliva of my deep sleep drool, but my head felt clear. I felt like a weight had been lifted from my body. I looked around my apartment and saw it as the fresh, clean home that I'd originally thought it was. You're listening to the Unshackle Your Life podcast with Debbie Colburn, and each week we talk all things money, business, personal growth, and we dive deep, exploring the hundreds of things that shackle us unconsciously from our own true potential. And you'll discover tips and tactics to start unlocking your shackles and release an extraordinary life. Thanks for spending time with me today, and let's dive right in. My oh my, we are back diving into all things money, business, careers, and breaking through the hidden things that are holding each and every one of us back. It's a restart, moving away from the shame and the anxiety, the self-sabotages, and the drama that we create in our own lives, leaning into the uncomfortable. And I'm right there beside you all of the way. No matter what's going on in your life right now, maybe you're in survival mode, just barely getting by, living day to day, paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you're in a job or a career or running a business that is leaving you on empty, depleted, uninspired, or anything in between. I've got your back. So I hope you have your favorite drink ready, you've got your earbuds in, and you're nestled in a quiet spot. Okay, I heard some yeses, so buckle up, take that deep breath, and join me in a conversation about jump-starting your life, your business, your career, and breaking free of your shackles and create the life that you really want. Welcome to episode 63. Okay, guys, I just got to tell you, I had a whole other episode planned for this week. But as I was crossing the street on my way back from Starbucks this morning, I realized I needed to share something with you that happened to me after my major dentist appointment on Monday morning. See, even my mouth is still struggling a little bit. Got some funky stuff happening. Anyway, I've been experiencing a brain fog and a massive lack of motivation and inspiration since December, like in late 2020. And it kind of peaked in February. And it's something that had never, ever happened to me before. Now, I knew that millions of people were feeling something similar to this as a result of COVID isolation, but I felt that it wasn't just that. Sure, there was a little bit of it. This is the longest I've ever been in one place. And every time I'd start a travel plan, they'd shut down where I was planning to travel to. And I felt February start to suck me down into a dark fog. Not a depression, but kind of a hopeless, why can't they figure this pandemic shit out? I'm doing my part, like I really am. Why can't everyone else? There were contributing environmental factors for sure. This is the first time for me living downtown, concrete jungle. And I know that this is not for me. But I wasn't getting the ideas that I normally do. I wasn't seeing the opportunities for others that I normally see. I wasn't seeing the next steps or path for my business. I wasn't making the connections I normally do. I literally felt like I was thinking in a box that had no exit. Same thoughts and ideas over and over and over, going nowhere. And I knew that wasn't me, but I wasn't sure why it was happening or what was actually happening. And I can tell you that it was scary as shit, because my unique ability is my memory and my ability to learn new things, connect with new people, and find new resources, store all of those things in my brain, and then recall the exact one that I need, no matter how long ago I filed it in my brain, at the exact time the person I'm connecting with needs it. In fact, my new business is underpinned by that concept, and I simply couldn't see a way to use it. I couldn't even find my business model, and I was stuck. Or so I thought, just like my colleagues and clients get. Everybody says I'm overwhelmed, I'm stuck. But here's the thing. Over the past year, I've been gradually tackling each one of the areas of my personal health, my self-care as they call it online these days, that were in bad shape. Well, being brutally honest here, falling apart like a rusty car. All of them. Under the hood, the tires, inside, outside, everything. And no matter whether you're driving, whether you're, there's a little bit still there. No matter whether you're a man or a woman or you call yourself anything else, I know many of you can relate to this. So stay with me. So my weight. I literally needed a warning, like a serious warning. And I got it in the form of a recurring tingling down my right side. My lip, my right arm, my right leg. It scared me. But too much sugar, too much fat consumption, too much of everything. Eating enough food for 4 or more adults, and my body said, cut the fuck out. I'm not a diet will fix it kind of person. Like so many others, I have tried a few, but as I grew my online businesses and I had more people in my life talking about the mind and eating, things started to sink for me. They started to line up. They started to make sense. And I listened. I gotta give a shout out to Corinne Crabtree at PNP Tribe podcast. I lost 100 pounds. I took action and I'm on track now. So what had worked in my business was exactly what I needed in my eating. Mindful eating, sitting in my urges, asking the tough questions like, am I really hungry? And am I full? And in early 2021, I made a switch. And I've tried vegetarian before. I've tried doing some things before, but sometimes things just have to line up. So, like I started to say, in early 2021, I made a switch to a predominantly vegan diet. And my body instantly celebrated. I made the decision to allow myself grace, and 5 to 10% of my meals in a week can have things from a non-vegan diet. Now, don't jump off on me, guys. This isn't a push for plant-based living or vegan or anything like that. This is just, I'm just letting you know, this is how my journey went. And here's the thing. I know my body doesn't like the things in the 5 to 10%. So it's part of a plan while I rebuild better habits. That's my thing, right? To replace the stuff anything in your mouth MO that I'd used for most of my life. And the truth is, I really don't like chocolate, despite having eaten probably something chocolate every second day on average for 50 plus years. My kids couldn't have Easter candy in the house, otherwise I would eat it. Barbecue chips are not a health food. Duh. I'm no longer feeling any shame or regret about tossing out a portion of something I had planned to eat, that I thought I needed, that I was craving. I no longer feel the need to finish every last scrapable piece on my plate because I don't know when I'll next get to eat something like that. I'm now tasting my food, deciding if it's a 10 in taste or it's not. And if it's not a 10, well, let's be honest. If it's not above a 7, I don't eat it. It's given a new meaning to savoring your meal. I can't believe how much total crap tastes like cardboard. And I've been putting it in my body. And I'm so okay with this new strategy. And I celebrate every little win, every little step of progress, each part of a pound less, each improvement in my blood pressure, each time I put on a piece of clothing and it doesn't pinch or feel tight like saran wrap on my body. I celebrate every time I look in the mirror. And I've never been afraid to look in the mirror. I just never celebrated what I saw. I just went, that's me, whatever. My hair. This is kind of like an inventory, guys. I was really, really struggling with brain fog and lack of motivation. I didn't know what the heck was going on. My hair, as much as I hated to, my lack of money had led me to cut it myself. Even pre-COVID days, the joys of grooming my show dogs is that I kind of know how to shape hair. Or I'd go to places like First Choice or Supercuts, and I walked out of there hating myself every time, hating the haircuts, hating the fact that I was supporting a business that excellence and constant improvement, growth, was not part of their essence. And then I moved to Calgary, where there's no humidity and my hair is flat. My hair was made for the eastern part of North America. Natural body in humidity. I know, people hate humidity, but I love it. That flat hair was a kickstart for me. The need to have more structure. The need to have at least one more hair tool that I can still get it done in under 5 minutes. I'm a shake and wash person. It's rare for me to do more than 5 minutes. Time is so valuable. For me, it feels like I'm wasting time. Now, I've been getting it cut and styled every 6 to 7 weeks, and I even have a plan for it, following the Portia de Rossi hair evolution. And if you don't know what that is, I just follow how her hair has changed over the last few years. That's kind of what I'm doing. It resonated with me. And that's what you need to do when you're making changes. You need to find somebody who's done something that you want to do and find out what they did. Now, clearly I don't have the stylist, but doing my best. In the most successful parts of my life, this was my foundation. I had forgotten a key pillar. My skin. It's not just that I'm 65, it's that I had it radiant and fresh and stress-free, but I had let it go. I had products my skin and body loved. I even became a consultant of the company, Arbonne, which just happens to be 100% vegan, and I joined when I was a carnivore, and I've stayed a consultant since 2014 because it worked. But as my decade of poverty continued, I simply couldn't afford it. At least that's what I told myself. But the cost I actually paid for not finding a way was very, very high. My skin dried out, it cracked, and it hurt. Yeah, my skin hurt in places. Falling to cheap products that didn't work, and simply getting lazy. Nothing I hate more than shopping at Walmart. But Walmart or Dollar General or your local cheap place is where we all end up when we struggle with our money, isn't it? My skin is back. I love the feel of it. I just have to figure out how to get to that place on my back that my arms can't reach to. And I always wonder why no one has created a third arm thingy that can apply lotion between our shoulder blades and waist for us single ladies. If you know of one, please DM me the info. My muscles and tightness. I've always been active and an athlete, an outdoor fanatic. You guys know that. You can tell by my Instagram feed, right? Nature is my thing. But a pain in my foot kept nagging me. I knew that there was some arthritis in my bones from multiple strains and sprains over the years of rugged hiking and climbing, but I had a feeling I was missing something. I'd upgraded my shoes and my hiking boots, which for me always have to feel like a ballet slipper, like you're wearing nothing, but you know that you have the very best thing on your feet. The best way to describe that is you don't know you're wearing anything on your feet. Your feet feel amazing. My fat stomach, yep, it hurt, it bloated. I couldn't seem to figure out exactly what I was doing wrong. For years, I'd blamed it on 2 C-sections, old style, where they cut from the top to the bottom. No bikini cut, no fancy lasers, stuff like that. My excuse, my story. As if there's a magic recipe book for a flat stomach. And don't let anything on the internet tell you there is a magic pill for it. I had a feeling, thanks to the people who guest on podcasts such as Tom Bilyeu's Impact Theory and Rich Roll's podcast, that my gut held the key to everything you just heard me talk about. And my teeth. Did you know that this is a super common area that goes into neglect and disrepair when your finances are stressed? I'm part of a money mindset coaching group with over 7,000 members in it, and it comes up a lot in the posts. I had left the corporate world having access to Cadillac benefits packages, even as a self-employed consultant. Anything I could do for my teeth, I could do, and I did. But in poverty, dental health gets neglected fast because it's considered expensive. And that's simply a perspective. I just want to put that out there. That's a limiting belief. Yes, that might be the reality. That's a money block thinking. And yes, even thinking about a $600 filling when you're living on under $20K a year is mind-boggling. And that's where I found myself. In my decade of poverty, I was houseless, living in half-built shells of homes with no running water or power. In my 17-foot trailer, again without water, I had to find for free and haul in 5-gallon buckets, even in the winter. So as I look back, it's so easy to see how even what most people see as a simple habit, brushing your teeth for 2 minutes twice a day, disappeared. Survival has priorities. And the dentist is rarely one of them. This coming from someone who paid $5,000 for braces for my daughter out of my own pocket pre-the decade. I've always had a toothbrush and toothpaste. But when water is your most precious commodity, unless you've experienced this, I know this sounds like I was unhinged. Look at any homeless person on the street next time. Really look at their teeth. And in my case, from those great Cadillac plans, I had many big fillings and 4 crowns. And they don't tell you that the thousands of dollars you just spent are on things that only have a shelf life of a max of 15 years. We all think they're going to last forever. And then they start to fall out, like the planned fail rates of parts in our cars, what's called predictable failure. In the decade of poverty, that's what happened to me. So as I started to take back the rudder of my self-care, restoring my teeth was a top priority. I'd mastered how to get rid of the pain when infections started to pop up, or when you get that really intense pain where it hits down on the nerves and you just wanted to. I had figured out how to stop that and how to get rid of the infection. Or so I thought. Until I lay back in the dental surgeon's chair on Monday. 180 minutes of meditation music available in my ears, courtesy of the Headspace meditation app. I try to relax, but I can feel the tension in my neck. And I just had acupuncture on Friday. My hands are gripped together and my feet are crossed. I'm aware I'm tense. I try to release, but I just can't. It's scary. I can barely hear what they are saying, he and his assistant. And that's a really good thing. And while my gums feel like a pincushion from the freezing injections, he's done a great job. I'm impressed. I don't really feel anything other than him and his hands and his tools. And an hour later, after feeling like he was wrestling a very uncooperative gorilla on my face, I'm 4 broken molars less and all stitched up. And feeling, well, a bit woozy. The plan is 2 tramadol painkillers and bed. I have both those things at home. And as the anniversary of my 1 year in this brand new high-rise looms, and I have literally just finally fallen asleep after 4 hours of trying, a fire breaks out in the mechanical room at midnight, and there all 375 of us are, dogs and cats in tow, standing in the parking lot in jammies or whatever we could grab, and on the surrounding sidewalks as 7 fire trucks and many firemen deal with the fire. Me, moment, and my throbbing head and jaw. Like business, life always has curveballs, and how you deal with them is up to you. Downtown Calgary, like any big city in North America, actually around the world, is light at night. So what better thing to do than to walk moment, get the pee and poops out of the way? What a gift! An hour and a half later, we're all traipsing back up in elevators and stairs to bed, and I sleep unconscious to the sun and the world and the noise of the garbage trucks or any sirens till 9:30, and so does moment. And I wake up and realized that I had lived with the pressure and the pain in my jaw, under my ears, and in my head for so long that I didn't even feel it until it was no longer there. My head was clear. Yes, my jaw was sore, my pillowcase showing the blood-tainted saliva of my deep sleep drool, but my head felt clear. I felt like a weight had been lifted from my body. I looked around my apartment and saw it as the fresh, clean home that I had originally thought it was. I made a decision to go and buy the new sheets I wanted and a new bath mat. I made a decision, something that I'd struggled lately with my brain fog. As Tim Grover, the trainer icon for basketball great Michael Jordan and the late Kobe Bryant, says, the mind makes decisions, feelings make suggestions. The mind is resourceful, feelings make excuses. I looked around. I found myself able to stand up straighter. I tried on literally my whole wardrobe and saw myself as the professional, the leader I've always strived to be. I couldn't do that before because the condition of my teeth were consuming so much of my mental bandwidth. The pain, whether it's your teeth, a relationship that's hurting you, a job or a career that's literally killing you, a business that you just can't get into it, anything you're putting up with can cover your brain in a fog. You'll hear people talking online about mushroom supplements and brain optimized supplements, but the reality is those cannot work in a silo. You must embrace your own self-care piece by piece. Those are simply icing on the cake, like I've done. When I do my future you meditation, when I see me having achieved my dreams, my goals, I can see me physically. I've always been able to do that. I knew it was telling me something, but I had to take this journey to unlock what on some days felt like a Rubik's Cube, a lot of twists and turns, only to find out that you're right back where you started. That's what going after your dreams feels like. There are an infinite number of steps, and sometimes, like I have, you climb all the way up the steps, only to figure out that you have to go all the way back down and start all over again on another staircase. There are no shortcuts. And I want for you to be able to do your own future you meditation and see yourself there. Ask future you, what did you do to get there? And listen and think, am I doing those things? What do I need to change to be able to do them? What do I need to learn? What skill do I need? I sure wasn't. I kept telling myself I was, but I was lying to myself. But the body never lies. I know what it feels like when my brain isn't my super fast, technically superior Maserati sports car. And I am committed to never letting that happen again. So I hope this helps you see where you might be holding yourself back, even if it feels a little foggy. So we're here. We're at the end. We're time for that one question that I ask everyone at the end of each episode. So I want you to take your time and give it some time. Give it some thought. What is the worst thing that could happen if you unlock just one of your shackles today? So guys, I'd love to connect with you and hear your stories and help you out where I can. Business, money, careers, professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners. I'm here for you. So don't forget to leave a comment or shoot me a DM. And yes, it's me reading and responding to each one of those. Hey guys, if you found this podcast helpful and think it could help someone else, please send them the link. It's in the show notes. And then drop a review in wherever you're listening. And then come on back and hang with us some more. Let us help you keep moving forward. We're simple to find on the interwebs. MS Debbie Colburn, that's MS Debbie with an IE, Colburn with an OUR squished between the B and the N on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and yes, on our website. See y'all next episode.